Hi everyone, thank you for joining me for my webinar on what marketing looks like in 2019. Before we get started, I just want to make sure you know about the chat box, which is in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. If you have any questions at all during this webinar, just click on that box and send me a chat. I'll respond to you as soon as I can. Today we'll be talking about how adapting to change requires advanced personalization, knowledge, and creativity. I'm Ashley Schweigert, and I'm the owner of Marcom Content by Ashley. My experience lies within inbound marketing while incorporating digital and content marketing strategies. I'm certified in inbound and content marketing from HubSpot, a CMS I highly recommend for those interested in developing larger campaigns and true inbound marketing on their website. Today's presentation will be diving into what I'm seeing with big data, content marketing, storytelling, and my personal favorite, artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence and digital marketing are beginning to go hand in hand. With the ability to collect data, analyze it, apply it, and then learn from it, AI is really transforming digital strategy. It's kind of like The Matrix, one of my favorite movies, by the way. We can either choose to stay in our own form of wonderland by taking the blue pill, ending the story for our audience, or we can go down the rabbit hole and see what today's technology can do for our companies. Now, most of you on this webinar are familiar with AI to some degree. Some of you may even be using an aspect of it within your business and not even know it. But if you're not, here are 3 things I'm really noticing with AI as we move into 2019. There's more personalization. Predictive behavior is becoming mainstream. And the future of storytelling involves an enormous amount of creativity. When a business presents content that is relevant to the user, that user is most likely to convert or buy. AI is helping with that as it collects data and decides which content is the most used based on your audience's location, historical data, and past behavior. Since I've entered the world of marketing, I've heard grunts about how people say that this world just wants instant gratification. Therefore, it really shouldn't be a surprise to us that users want instant content they care about when searching the web. Remember, the web is just a communication vehicle. Therefore, people are using it to conduct searches to find solutions to their questions. Brands should leverage this by being the ones who provide that helpful information by giving their audience a personal and authentic experience, such as this email that Morpheus is sending to Neo. Search engine optimization, or SEO, is only going to increase as more and more users are looking to the tech giants to help them find answers. That is why Google is putting AI first, which is why marketers can take advantage of this opportunity. Google is making the headlines with its use of AI, specifically with its new duplex at this year's I/O Developers Conference. Google showed how AI is being leveraged to converse with people to schedule an appointment or to even book a reservation at their favorite restaurant. You'll see AI looking at patterns and behavior for questions like, say, Neo was putting into search, like, what is the red pill? What happens when you take the red pill? What is the rabbit hole? People are drawn to application of AI that can mimic human interactions. You can either fear it or embrace it, which I'll talk about later in this presentation. AI is making search more human, which is why marketers must understand the modern day funnel and search intent. Time and time again, I see companies still going back to that traditional funnel, and it really needs to stop. I mean, who is using the telegraph to send a message anymore? People are picking up the phone. The same is true for the funnel. We need to meet people where they are at in the buyer's journey. Because of the digital revolution, users simply don't look for answers they used to because they have all the buying power. Why listen to a sales rep when they can find the answers themselves? The modern day funnel consists of more marketing than sales. The sales team now comes at the bottom of the funnel. They are used to close the sale, and they need to be more direct with their approach. Marketing is now required to do the lead nurturing, which only happens with quality content. A web user can enter a company's funnel at any stage. Today's funnel consists of awareness, interest, consideration, evaluation, and purchase. Oh, and I forgot intent. They no longer start at the awareness stage and work themselves down the funnel. They can enter at any one of these stages that you're seeing in front of you. Google's RankBrain technology uses machine learning to understand the meaning of the content it crawls. This algorithm is listening and learning from what it crawls. This is why marketers must factor search intent into their strategies. Every web page has a purpose, and every web page should be created to meet the audience's needs by where they are at in the funnel. After all, an optimized conversion funnel is critical to your online success. Search intent is defined into buckets: informational, navigational, transactional, and commercial investigation. Informational is about educating the user. Navigational is about trying to find a specific website. Transactional is about finding the best purchase. And finally, commercial investigation is about investigating an item to potentially buy in the future. Therefore, marketers must be carefully looking at keywords they are putting on their web pages. For example, a person can use the search term trench coats by the different stages within the modern day funnel according to their intent for that actual search. So I have some examples here. What are the best trench coats? Now, this person is in the awareness stage. A user, let's say Neo, in the Matrix, is entering this long tail keyword phrase into Google search because he is in the awareness stage. Now, this user is researching what to look for when buying a trench coat. Example 2, quality leather trench coats. Now, this person is in the interest stage. They are looking for information on what goes into quality. Therefore, this is the stage to start engaging with the audience through lead nurturing. So you might have a blog post about where to find quality leather trench coats and a call to action about 5 things to look for in a quality leather trench coat that is, say, a white paper that is available for that user to download. Example 3, reviews of Zion's leather trench coats. Now, this person is in the consideration stage. They are looking for more product information and reviews. They are considering a potential product and need proof and research that the brand is the best. Example 4, can I try on trench coats at Zion's? Now, this person is in the intent stage. This user is looking to test it out before they buy it. They want to speak with a salesperson when they are in this stage. Example 5, cost of a leather trench coat. This person is evaluating. They are looking for product-specific information, and they already really know what they want. They're actually ready to make that decision. Now, going back to this funnel, if your website is not designed to meet these stages, it will be hard for you to convert your customers. A user can stay in the interest stage for a while, which is why there needs to be a lot of touch points to establish that credibility and build that relationship before the user goes into the consideration stage. Nevertheless, a user can enter at the consideration stage without even being aware of your site because of the type of keywords they put into Google, which is why you need to think about that when designing, say, your consideration type pages. Does it help the user to establish trust with you? Are there awards on those pages? Certifications? Think about what these pages should look like to establish that credibility. AI can process and interpret patterns and data at a scale people could simply never replicate. AI can deliver the information we need to make informed decisions out of noisy and unstructured data. There are simply so many touch points a marketer needs to make, so it can be hard deciding on the right tools and budget to really meet that person with where they are at in the buyer's journey. We have to remember that SEO is a labor-intensive strategy, and it requires a huge amount of attention over the long term. This is not something that is going to happen overnight. In fact, I usually tell my clients that SEO takes an average of 6 months before you start seeing any type of return. So where we can automate needs to be put at the top of our list. The time saved through automation can be applied to the areas that require our skills, like strategy and that creative content. By mapping content to different states of search intent, marketers can deliver personalized messages. As we progress into 2019, you'll see how content discovery is no longer limited to the search results page. So, marketers must truly understand their consumers to ensure they can engage with them anywhere they're at and at any time. AI is of vital importance at every stage in the buyer's journey. The field of predictive analytics makes predictions based on patterns and historical data, which can help marketers to plan their content to meet the demands for this instant gratification. Marketers used to score leads manually to determine which stage prospects were at in the buyer's journey. This is when marketers assign a grade or some kind of value to certain leads based on their analysis. Predictive lead scoring, on the other hand, uses a prospect's behavior and past buying history to determine what they are looking for and whether they even are looking to buy. Predictive lead scoring uses big data to determine which leads are most likely to convert. This way, sales reps can focus on the leads that provide the company with the most value. Predictive lead scoring uses AI to power itself. I personally love this for B2B, as it can be combined with a company's internal marketing automation platform to determine where sales teams should focus their resources. Not many people know this, but before I got into marketing, I was in B2B industrial sales. So I personally know how it feels to get poorly qualified leads to follow up on. Yes, you are seeing Neo again. Now, as a marketer, I understand the challenge with analyzing streams of data from every customer interaction for applying those insights to improve the customer experience. As big data continues to evolve, marketers are working with increasingly large streams of data that can be difficult for humans to manage. AI is a solution to this problem as we shift through the large sets of data to look for patterns and then adjust based on the new information to get a larger view of what the data is saying. Over and over again, I talk about how data should paint a complete picture to what is going on with the audience. Static and dynamic data are different. Static data refers to the data collected at one specific point. It's really just a snapshot of a moment. A good example of this can be when interaction happens with a brand. Sales of a particular product or service might happen in earlier hours of the day, but then jump later in the evening. If you only looked at the static data for the earlier hours, you might assume that sales were down, missing out on that bigger picture. That's why you can't focus on one small static piece of data. AI is only going to increase in use this year as it finds new sources on the web. So, say news stories, social media updates, and even databases. So, unfortunately, because there are marketers that just now are getting into automation, many don't understand the complexity of AI. Therefore, it's being improperly implemented. It doesn't do any good to buy a tool without proper implementation or full integration with your company's processes and systems. We are going to see more and more chatbots. Last year, I was at a conference and saw a demonstration for a sales follow up through a chatbot. It was surprisingly scary at how human the responses were I was getting. Chatbots have become an important tool for businesses looking to automate more processes and provide the best user experience as possible. Now, Gartner predicts that by 2020, customers will hardly interact with a company on a human level. It's pretty scary, guys. I also believe that intelligent apps are going to become mainstream sooner than you think. Most companies will be using apps to analyze large amounts of that data and change their efforts based on the information that they're seeing. For example, I've been interested in an app I've heard about. It's basically you try on clothes and you can see what you look like before even buying them. Now, a company that's utilizing this app will be able to look at that data to analyze the types of styles and specific clothing that they can send me based on my body type and interest level. And besides artificial intelligence, I do love storytelling. It's really what got me involved in marketing to begin with. Brand storytelling is more important than ever. People can experience stories anywhere and at any time. While companies need to deliver relevant content and experience in each moment, they also need to tell stories in shorter bursts or micro moments. This is why AI is emerging a new kind of marketer. Now, creativity is becoming a must. When a marketer is creative, they not only see the patterns with the data AI is providing, but they also make connections between things that aren't normally related, thus coming up with new ideas. A marketer's creative ability is going to depend on their creative thinking. Marketers will no longer rely on their skill set alone to build that perfect campaign. They will now have to incorporate creative problem solving into their day to day workflow. If you consider yourself to be an uncreative adult, you can actually teach yourself these skills and develop that whole new mind, thus getting into the habit of practicing creativity once again. So I was networking a few weeks ago with an artist friend of mine, and we were discussing an idea I had for a brand story, and I was so excited about it. And she then said to me, brand storytelling evokes an emotional reaction, so don't look past the art while focusing on the words. This really hit me because I used to be an artist when I was younger and got so wrapped up into writing that I forgot about my roots. Today's marketers are going to have to be more creative with all types of content. The age of digital is forcing marketers to come up with creative solutions to one problem while exhibiting a playfulness through the art of storytelling. They need to come up with solutions while not being afraid to exhibit something different and unusual. Smart marketers have noticed the power of storytelling, but few marketers have become good storytellers. When a campaign bottoms out or the website gets little hits, the marketer tends to blame the story. Today's marketers must be those change agents to shift from ad centric to story centric marketing, which you're seeing in this graph or in this chart, if you will. You're going to see marketers taking an omni-channel approach to understanding the customer journey. They will they will provide fully custom and tailored solutions to the individual by where they are at in the buyer's journey. You'll see in this visual that I have optimize, strategize, plan, create, collect, activate, and personalize. Really, all these pieces that I've been talking about within this presentation do come together to help brands to fully tell that story. The challenge is that the amount of data that marketers collect can sometimes be overwhelming, which is why AI is so important. While parts of AI remain uncertain for the future, smart marketers are finding creative ways to tap into its potential. From improving the understanding of the customer to enhancing personalization, the possibilities with AI are endless. And instead of being afraid of it, marketers should embrace and take this time to exercise their creative muscles. Now, if you want to learn more about this evolution, I do recommend that you download my free ebook. It is on sale at Amazon, but you can get it for free on my site. So just go to marcomcontentbyashley.com and visit the e-learning section. You'll be able to download it there. The ebook is titled The Evolution of Marketing and Communications, and it goes into how today's world requires an integrated approach. In the ebook, you'll see how I'm talking about journalism and the evolution there, and along with social media and some different pieces that I've been seeing within the marketing space as we are merging marketing and communications. So if you have any questions for me and weren't able to ask them during this webinar, feel free to send me an email at ashley@marcomcontentbyashley.com. Thanks everyone and have a great day.